मैडम? मन आओ साथ में। अरे क्या है? आ जाओ साथ में आओ। चूहा है, देख के आना। ये नहीं उठता है क्या? नहीं उठा क्या? आप आ जाओ, इधर आना है, ठीक है? अरे गोद में ले लेंगे, कूदो तो। अरे जंप करो, गोदी में ले लेंगे मैडम।
मैं
टेंशन नहीं लो।
आऊं?
आए,
कुछ
गोदी
भी
में
नहीं।
लेने के लिए क्या? एक टाइप केस दे रहा भाई। अरे कूद
मैं तो
जाओ,
बस
ले लेंगे गोदी में।
स्क्रेबल खेल रहा हूँ।
भाई देखी, खाली नौटंकी, लड़के लोग का खाली नौटंकी रहता है भाई। अच्छा ये वही जगह है, अच्छा इसीलिए वो जगह था। अब तो यहाँ से आ जाओगी कि यहाँ भी गोदी में ले ले तुमको। हाँ आओ। भीग रही हो, कोई बात नहीं, भीग लो। बरसात का मजा लेना चाहिए। मेरे को अब जाना कहाँ है वो देखने का था। हाँ,
बिटकॉइन।
अब मेरे को जाना
बिटकॉइन।
कहाँ है? जाना कहाँ है बे?
कैश दिस।
ओके, यहाँ जाना है। तो मैं हूँ, यहाँ जाना है। तो मैं हूँ कहाँ? यहाँ। यहाँ से ऐसे ऐसे करके चल जाने का। आ जाओ। ये बंद हो गया रास्ता। खोल देंगे। डरते हैं क्या? देख रही हो कितना ताकत है? आ जा जाने मन। ले रिलोड उलट
क्या
कर
है
लेते
ये?
हैं, ठीक है? आ जा। दौड़ना है क्या? कंट्रोल।
अगली नहीं।
बाप रे। दौड़ना है
गूगल।
मैडम। है, देखने दो लो पहले। होएगा तो फिर
ओ आई सही निकल गया।
देखने दे लो मैडम। सेव करने का है।
वाह
ये तो
यार।
है, बट अपने को यही जाना है कि सही में कि कहीं और?
रूम वो बताओ।
अंदर जाना है, अंदर से आओ। हम लोग सही जा रहे थे मैडम जी। आ जाओ। आ जाओ।
भाई ये क्या है? एम्बुलेंस।
आ रही हो ना? कहाँ रह गई? हाँ आओ आओ, जल्दी आओ।
एम्बुलेंस।
रास्ता बंद है। हैं?
फॉर्मूला वन, अरे ऊपर प्लस
रास्ता
में
तो
ना था ना।
बंद है भाई। अच्छा इसको, ये क्या है? देख, तेरी
एक।
पूरी है क्या? अच्छा इधर से है ना ये। अरे ये तो को मार देते हैं इन लोग को।
बुंड।
अरे नहीं नहीं, क्या हो गया? रिलोड करने दो।
क्या है?
अरे अरे लियोन की ले ली ने इन लोग। रुक जा भाई, मारना नहीं है आई थिंक,
उसका
उड़ के
शाय
ही
क्या
निकल
मस्त
जाना है वो।
बनाया भाई उसने।
धीरे धीरे। यार नाइफ टूटा हुआ है और मेरे पास नाइफ नहीं है क्या?
टॉप।
ये क्या होता है पता नहीं से
मेरी चांस कब आएगी?
क्या है। नाइफ टूटा हुआ है मेरा। तो इधर गेट है तो आ जाओ जल्दी आओ। अरे दौड़ो मैडम दौड़ो, दौड़ो नहीं तो
अब
हाँक
ये
देगा
क्या
इन लोग।
होगा?
अरे अरे इसको लेके कहाँ जा रहे हो दोस्त? आबे
पेडल। हाय कीर्ति, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। अच्छा मेडल।
अरे
ओ
हेल्प
भाई,
कैसे करने का है? भैया समझने
मैं
दो
उसको
भाई।
मेडल कर दिया। मेडल कर दिया
अरे इन लोग
भाई।
को मारना है कि क्या करना है? हाँ? बस 35 इसका है।
बना दे भाई।
8 8 गोली रहता है भाई इसमें।
है, ये क्या
क्या
बना दिया?
मक्खी।
भाई बंदे को आ ही नहीं रहा। देखोगे मेरा, मैं डीपी देखोगे? हाँ, इंटेल यूएचडी ग्राफिक्स। ग्रीनलैंड। भाई वो ब्लू क्यों कर रहा है फिर उसको? मतलब बंदे की ड्राइंग ही अलग लेवल की है। मेरे को चांस तो पहले है। कोई और गेम है ऑनलाइन
अरे
खेलने
नहीं
के
नहीं
लिए?
नहीं। अरे भाई अरे रिलोड हो जा, रिलोड हो जा
है फाइटिंग।
भाई। रिलोडिंग ही नहीं होता यार चेट भाई। शॉट गन का एमओ भी नहीं है, खेलेगा कैसे
फाइट।
हम लोग? यार तुम
फाइटर नहीं। लास्ट में है कॉन्फ्लिक्ट। उसने लिख ही दिया नाम। छी, चीटिंग करता है।
आईप पे मेरा जो है ना।
छी, बंदा चीटिंग करता है।
मर गया।
फेमा हिंदी कोमा है
रहा कि नहीं?
ROICK रिक
अरे आप पीछे जा। देख 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 मैंने।
अच्छी गेम है। डीसी पे पार्टी पार्टी डीसी पे पार्टी पुट
रिलोड
शॉटगन तो
कर
ये कोई
ले।
इतनी अच्छी बनाई हमने पक्की।
और अगर ये रिलोड है कि नहीं वो
डीसी पे कौन सी गेम आती है? लिंक भेजो रूम का। कैसे भेजते हैं?
आराम एक बनता है।
कैसे भेजते हैं?
अभी तेरा सबको पहले उड़ाते हुए जाएंगे। अरे 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 अरे, आग लग गया। ऐसे बारिश हो रहा है। अरे अरे,
ये क्या था?
जाएंगे तो वहां नाइफ को पहले। हाँ हाँ हाँ। टाइल्स तो लोडिंग हो रहा
मैं
है।
मेंबर वीसी पे स्टार्ट करूंगा जो।
टाइल्स लोडिंग हो रहा है। अब बालू पे हम
अरे
फिर
किसी भी
घुसते
वीसी
हैं।
में आ जाना वहाँ।
रुके, लाइने में रहिए, लाइने में रहिए।
इसको बंद कहाँ से करूँ? इसको बंद कैसे करते हैं भाई? ठीक है। कॉल और सिर्फ वीसी पे होती है तो वीसी आ जाना। इधर बैठा तो हूँ। आज जा इस वाले पे। पीवीटी कहाँ से करते हैं? अच्छा ये ये है।
अरे सॉरी, मैं थोड़ा चैट नहीं देख पा। गुड मॉर्निंग सर, गुड मॉर्निंग। नॉट रिडीम, रिडीम, डॉट रिडीम, क्या डू नॉट रिडीम, फन प्लेइंग, मैं नहीं देख पा रहा।
इनवाइट
हाँ
किया
ही
तो
बोले, हेलो, हम यहाँ वापस आ गए। यहाँ आई थिंक अपग्रेड कर सकते हैं भाई। हाँ दे दो। क्रोसबो दे रहा था, ये कहाँ पे है? क्रोसबो दे रहा था उस समय ना, नहीं दे रहे क्या? क्लीनिंग, रिपेयर, हाँ भाई
इतना इनवाइट करा है।
रिपेयर कर। रिपेयर ये क्या है? पावर, अरे इसको रहने दो। पावर रिलोडिंग 8000 भाई, इसका हम थोड़ा बढ़ाना चाह रहे हैं, ठीक है? कभी बढ़ेगा 18000 बढ़ेगा। तेल
हाँ
है मेरे पास 5 है।
पीछे क्यों जा रही है? हाँ अभी
और
समझा।
क्या क्या है? ये पता नहीं क्या काम करता है, बट हम बेच दे रहे हैं, ठीक है? ये मेरे पास एक है, ये हम बेच दे रहे हैं। येलो डायमंड ये हम बेच रहे हैं। ये पता नहीं क्या है, ये हम बेच दे रहे हैं। की तो नहीं बेचेंगे। किचन वाला नाइफ जो है वो हम बेच दे रहे हैं। बैक नाइफ ये रहने दो, ये रहने दो, ये रहने दो। और क्या है? एक 500 में बिक रहा है, ले लो भाई। हॉटगन
हैं?
सेल्स क्या है पता नहीं। ये है
ओ
सब,
भाई
सब
ये क्या
मशीन
खेले जा रहा
गन
है
है।
सर्वर में खेलने की? मेरे पास परमिशन नहीं है सर्वर में खेलने की है।
देखो रेड
क्यों?
विलेज क्या है ये?
कर तो रहा हूँ इनवाइट, और कैसे करोगे?
एक है मेरे पास, कहाँ से मिलता है नहीं पता। हाँ, भाई यार, एमो नहीं दे रहा है क्या? एमो नहीं
सर
दे
घुमा
रहा
दिया
भाई,
तूने।
इसमें यही दिक्कत है ना। ये है फर्स्ट एड।
अरे तूने ऊपर से
मेरे को
देख से।
लिंक में देखते हैं। इसका हम 18 में प्लस कर दे रहे हैं, ठीक है? लोडिंग में 9000 डबल 3 हो गया। रेट ऑफ फायर 9000 में इसको कर दिए, ठीक है? इसका भी मेरा फिलहाल तो
माइक
टकाटक
क्यों
है।
बंद है?
ओके, चलो आ जाओ मैडम।
आह,
हाँ, आ जाओ आ जाओ आ जाओ। पता नहीं
किस
क्या।
पे देखना है? लैग
आ
होगा
जाओ
नहीं होगा?
मैडम
अगर
इधर।
लैग नहीं होता तो ये क्या? लैग नहीं होगा। टीम अगर लैग हुई।
अरे मरो ना, इतना तो डैमेज किया है मैं।
तो गेम कैप्चर होगा सीधा
मरा
क्या?
कि नहीं? हाँ मर गया। तो इधर से आने का मैडम, आओ।
गेम कैप्चर हो रही है क्या कि हो रही है? हो रही है।
देखो यही है, मुंडी उड़ाते हैं ना तो ये आ जा रहा है। आज तो गोली है। वो कहाँ मिलेगा, अभी तक मिला नहीं है यार। आ जाओ, गोली कम हो गया, रुको तो 1 मिनट। बस ये है
एक
ना।
और आ गया।
हाँ, कपड़ा चाहिए यार, कपड़ा चाहिए।
भाई ये क्या बात है?
चलो आओ देखते हैं। हाँ पहले तो मेरे को यहाँ जाने का है, आ जाओ। मैं कैसे जाएगा? अच्छा गेट खोलेगा, गेट खोलेगा। आ रही आ रही। क्या बात, क्या मिला?
गो बैक टू
बना
स्टार्ट।
बन गए हैं। हाँ ये ले आए थे क्या? है ना, है क्या यहाँ?
वाह
अरे मेरे को
भाई
यहाँ जाना होगा।
साहब, ठीक है भाई साहब। अगर
ना
डीसी वाला
यहाँ जाना,
खेलना हो तो एक नया सर्वर बना लो, बेस्ट।
नहीं
ओ
इधर नहीं है।
भाई चीटिंग वीटिंग कर रहा है क्या?
बैक साइड इधर है, यहाँ से जाके चलो आओ इधर, इधर आने का है।
ये चीटिंग कर रहा है क्या?
आ जाओ। हाँ जाना था।
मैं जाऊंगा शंघाई, टोक्यो, शंघाई, टोक्यो, शंघाई, शंघाई जाऊंगा।
हाँ ठीक है, आ जाओ।
ये बंदा चीटिंग कर रहा है, देख रहे हो?
आ जाओ जल्दी आओ। चलो आ जाओ आ जाओ। नहीं आना था ना, आइए आ जाओ।
अभी ये यहाँ आएगा, ये वाला। मैं बोला था चीटिंग कर रहा है, चीटिंग कर रहा है।
ये लॉक
ये देखो, और इस पे लगा देगा ये।
अबे कौन मारा?
ये बंदा चीटिंग कर रहा है। आज
नहीं
देखा
देना
राज
बाबा।
भाई के आर जो है 88 सबसे।
अरे
हाँ
बाप
ये तो चीटिंग कर
रे,
रहा है।
और डगन जमाना पड़ेगा दोस्त। चलो
क्योंकि देखो यहाँ गया, यहाँ गया, यहाँ गया, इसने ये तीनों भी
आठ
ले
ना
लिए, इसने ये भी ले लिया।
करते हैं।
शिकागो, पेरिस या शिकागो बोला था।
तो तुम यहीं इसको रहने देते हैं। यहीं रहो, मैं इसको ठेल करता
हाँ बेटा अब आएगा ना लाइन के पीछे, बेचो बेटा बेचो, यही बेचेगा।
हूँ। 5 गोली में मरेगा कि नहीं नहीं पता।
ओ भाई समझ आ गया। मैं कट करूंगा।
अरे
क्यों ना लग गया इसको तो, कट गया। ये सब
अरे
बेचेगा, ये
दबा
और ये सब जाएगा इसका।
नहीं दबाई
इसके लग गए 1.2 मिलियन।
तुम यहाँ रहो ना, हम थोड़ा सा उसको।
लग गई भाई उसकी लॉटरी लग गई। देखो अब इसने ये भी खरीद ली। ए चीटिंग कर रहा है ये बंदा। रिपोर्ट नहीं मार सकते क्या?
यहीं रहो ना।
बेचारे की एक तो उसको बिजली काट दी, उसका ये बेच दिया। यह कर रहा है ये बंदा। खत्म। हो ही नहीं सकता कि तुम सिर्फ उन्हीं जगह जाओ जो तुमको पता है कि यहाँ से जीतोगे। क्या कर रहा हो?
मर गया, मर गया भाई इसकी टांग यार। यहाँ पे मेरे को
आपने
गोली
डीएम
मिली।
चेक करना।
ये रहा ना।
मेरे पास परमिशन नहीं है किस चीज़ की, मैं बोलने की। किस चीज़ की परमिशन?
भाई इसका हो गएगा। अरे इन लोग गाय ना। आ जाओ।
कोई है ही नहीं रहा।
आ जाओ। यहाँ तो
एक
ये
बार
ब्लॉक
पार्टी
था।
ज्वाइन करके देखना। मजा नहीं आया मेरे को उसमें।
ना इधर इधर आ जाओ, इधर आ जाओ, सीधे आ जाओ।
चेस। हाँ भाई चेस खेल सकते हैं।
दौड़ो 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 दौड़ो
चेस
दौड़ो।
खेल सकते हैं,
बंद
चेस
करो,
खेल
बंद
सकते
करो।
हैं। कौन सा चेस चल रहा है आजकल
भाई
वो?
जाने मन को बचा लिया भाई।
हाँ ये
देख
है।
रहे हो?
प्ले ऑनलाइन।
यही फंसा था, मार साले को।
अरे शेफ शो डाउन ट्राई मारो।
तो क्या मारना है क्या इन लोग का? टाइम पता है नहीं भाई। हाल उठाने दो। छोड़ दे अबे इसको मारो तो।
चलना लोड क्या कर रहा है? पीसी पे है। डिस्कॉर्ड पे। रुको ये गेम होने दो। चल ही नहीं रहा वो बंदा। अच्छा भाई अपना मूव
और
करना।
अबे कहाँ कहाँ आ गया है? अरे नहीं भाई। अरे रिलोड तो करने दो भाई। रिलोडिंग ही नहीं देता। अड़गड़ का एमो कितना था?
कहाँ आती है गेम?
इतना पीछे से आएगा?
अरे जल गई फ्राइज, अरे जल गई फ्राइज। इसका क्या करूं, इसको सब्जी हाथों में दिया साले कचरा में। अरे सारी फ्राई जला दी। चलो मैडम, चलो मैडम फ्राइज। चलो मैडम, चलो मैडम। ओ फ्राई जल गई। अरे दे रहे हैं मैडम, रुक जा, दे रहे हैं। प्राइस दिलवा दी सारी। बोरिंग है।
ये मुंह बचाने का तरीका है।
क्या बिना ग्राफिक कार्ड ये गेम चलेगा? देखते हैं।
अबे मार। अरे भाई।
अरे
नहीं नहीं।
सेंटर स्क्वायर की उन पे तो कंट्रोल रखो। कौन सा सेंटर स्क्वायर?
अब हम मारेंगे नहीं।
ड्रीम होगी ले।
नट बड़ा है, ये कम है। ये इतना है। एक तो बंद कर दिया है।
कल मैं देख रहा था अपने अब पीसी से लैपटॉप की स्क्रीन से कनेक्ट करूं भाई, उसमें भी बड़े खर्चे हैं। उसमें भी बड़े खर्चे हैं।
पड़ेगा।
ही
नहीं।
क्या ही लगे। ओह चांद निकल गई थी। वॉच पार्टी करेंगे, वॉच पार्टी।
क्या दब रहा। तो सीढ़ी लेके आ गया इन लोग। ऊपर से आएगा अब।
वॉच पार्टी करते, चलो वॉच पार्टी। हाँ ये कर सकता हूँ। टाइटल रखेंगे VCT पैसिफिक, VCT।
अरे नहीं 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 नहीं, ए भाई यार, ये मेरे को बता रहा कि हम इसको बता रहे हैं शबनम। अब मेरे को कुछ एमओ बनाना है। यार एमओ का कमी हो जा रहा है। यहाँ पे कुछ है क्या? क्या भाई, यहाँ है क्या? अपग्रेड क्या कर सकते? बढ़ा दिए हैं। हाँ, ठीक है। राइफल एमओ मेरे पास 11 है, तो राइफल एमओ, एक मिनट हमको खाली चेक करने दो। ये 11 है, राइफल एमओ है, और ये है हैंड गन एमओ। राइफल एमओ गन आई थिंक वो भी तो नहीं है अपने पास। ये क्या क्रॉसबो भाई, उस बोल्ट, बोल्ट पास रुको एक मिनट। आ गया ये 6000 ना। मैं इसे भेज दे रहा हूँ। क्या? अरे ये लेना था ना बोल्ट वाला। 6000, अच्छा रुको एक मिनट से। राइफल और क्या था ये? अब मेरे को अगर बनाना हो, आ गया बोल्ट पल का है हैंड शॉट। अरे यार,
हम्म। हम्म Playoff. XO against G. Hmm.
Fought through the fires of Omega and Alpha groups and single limb knockouts to qualify for the second Masters event of the year. But today we discover who will be joining PaperX and T1 to represent our region. I'm your host, Chubby Ninja, joined by my analysts today, Achilleos and Asterai. Now, I have to ask you guys, it's been a wild 2 days. Do you have any unforgettable core memories of this weekend?
There's a lot. I'd say that it's all a blur, but there are a couple, I guess, that stand out. A lot of them from the match yesterday, PaperX versus DRX.
Yeah.
A classic matchup, but one that PaperX are just kind of wiping the floor with DRX. I mean, let's just pick a couple of the 4Ks. Mind Freaks over at Rubble. The Jingwon on Binds, just basically recreating his 4K versus NRG. There was so many moments from those, but I guess probably those two stand out in my brain.
For me, it's the friends that, I met along the way.
Aww.
No, I'm kidding.
What friends?
Wait,
Wow. Okay.
what do you mean?
Okay, no, but one of mine is probably like the way that some of the teams that we're seeing right now in the playoffs has really come to shine. You know how we were expecting that, at least for my side, the Team Secret was gonna probably get a lot deeper into this thing, get immediately taken off. So that was one of the things that I was not expecting. So lots of those things happened throughout this, which I'm very kind of excited as well as thankful that I'm here to kind of just witness it, firsthand.
Oh, yeah. And guys, we saw our first 13-0 game in record speed.
You're right.
22 minutes.
I forgot that happened.
It was so fast.
It's 2 days ago,
just like
after
that.
everything yesterday.
Being broken constantly here in Pacific. Now, Team Secret and Talent are out. We have 4 remaining teams, and I think it's safe to say all 4 of these remaining teams deserve to qualify, and they all have a strong chance to contest for the finals in Shanghai even.
I mean, yes, but I think that also, especially the ones that are kind of waiting to see if they can qualify in Genji versus DRX, both of them not putting up normal performances yesterday. Both of them very much stumbling, not looking nearly as clean as we had come to expect from these squads. And granted, yes, Genji, they have had their ups and downs since they came back from Masters Madrid. We saw that from multiple teams, PaperX as well. But everything was very off-kilter for both of these squads yesterday. DRX especially didn't go over to Madrid, came into the playoffs not dropping any series against any of their opponents. They go up against PaperX, and PaperX just continue to have their number. They finally dropped another map to DRX. That took a while because that was like an 8-0 streak or something to that form for PaperX. So they finally did drop a map to DRX again, but getting the series, it was still a far cry away. I mean, 13-6, I believe, in that last map. PaperX, they were in control.
Well, we're going to see a bit more of that today in today's matchup. So, of course, T1 and PaperX are going to be facing off one another. And Asterai now, in almost an upset for some people here, Gen G and DRX in the lowers facing off later today.
Yeah, so the T1 PRX one, we already know is going to be the big banger, the Santa Derby. But that second series as well, I was watching a lot of the interviews between both teams where Genji was just saying that we haven't had any time to kind of just take a break, start a kickoff, and then everything's just kind of going on and on and on. So that exhaustion might be coming up to them, but they definitely need to stand up against DRX here. That even though they did lose against PaperX, in one of those maps, Bane was doing a lot of things. So rookies doing a lot of things right now for DRX. So moving forward, it's going to be very interesting to see how that kind of unravels as we hit that second series later on.
Yeah, that's right. And I think there's something there about Gen G's exhaustion. But before that, here are the Masters records for all 4 of the remaining teams so far. I would say Pacific remains fairly consistent in terms of track record. Obviously, with Gen G having their first Masters run this year. But, you know, they're still in the top 4.
Yeah, I mean, Gen G.
थोड़ा सा चलो जरा फेस कैम डैश कर, बिना फेस कैम कर नहीं सकते, भूल गया। जस्ट याद आई। तो मैं जरा सा टेस्ट करूँ। इधर है। भाई क्या अंधेरा लग रहा है? भाई डेंजरस है भाई, कलर करेक्शन नहीं। ये हमारा कीबोर्ड नहीं रहा ठीक से। साफ भी कर सकते हैं, आज खोला है तो खोल के इसको साफ करेंगे।
Hell in the grand final.
What is that?
He can see more now.
Told you guys, his hair grows back every night.
Different matchup today.
Yeah, I just wanted to add here that, you know how we've been talking about how X-Grade is that chamber player, but he's also been showing how good he was on the Harbor. One of the things that was kind of shown, you know, back in social media was Exia was like thanking Forsaken about how, yo, thanks little bro that you gave me a lot more tips on how to play that harbor. Now it's coming to full swing on that Breeze map. We saw how very deadly he is, controlling the plays, making his own with the Cove adjustments and whatnot. So you can see that even though there is that competition between these two, there is still that form of like elevation between them that, you know, they're willing to kind of just give that advice, that extra step so that they can reach that next level.
I do like the contrasting comments here because it's very heartwarming and sweet from Xcurit. And Forsaken, it does come across a little bit more crass, a little bit more abrasive with how did you make it, but I think it actually is a pretty fair question. You think about the road that T1 had to get to this point, the first team that confirmed their spot at Masters Shanghai. They were also the first team, the only one, to drop a loss to DFM. They barely made the playoffs, and then they come in here and they continue to work on Xcurit as the IGL, and it just looked incredible yesterday. Better than I could have ever anticipated. Saya player as well was just having an all-time performance. That was just classic Saya coming through. We'll ignore the sunset a little bit. We'll
New
ignore,
room.
the race performance.
Nah.
That was rough around the edges. But him playing that jet, the shots that he was hitting, the stuff that the value he was finding.
PC दूसरी जगह रखा हुआ है,
Immaculate.
चेंज किया है.
That's right. But Asterai, I mean, with PaperX, yes, they are PaperX, but we saw a little bit of a shaky start. But the last 2 days, especially this game yesterday with DRX, PaperX is looking really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this is just, again, you know, coming back to what we've kind of, if you guys were able to see the interview as well, that Alex was just saying how, you know, they're kind of realizing how slow they are on approach on that second map. They're always going to go blast on the first one, and then second one, it seems like they can't.
और भी कह सकते हैं हम watch
So
party के अलावा कुछ नहीं.
adjust through that. So maybe that's just one
Watch
of the
party
things
कर
that,
लें.
you know, they're going to be, again, adjusting to coming into the series.
Drink more Red Bull. Keep the energy up.
Gives you wings.
It does give you wings. There's plenty of Red Bull to go around here at the COEX Stadium. Now we have to talk about our key players that we want to see. Saya player and something, our Jet players, and I'm so glad actually to see something back on the Jet, especially over those last 2 days. We saw a lot of cool Gecko plays, but now with him back on Jet, on Lotus, very cool.
I mean, they're always going to do that. I thought maybe the one adjustment we would see from PaperX, and I did say this a couple days ago, is like, okay, if they're going into Lotus and they make any changes, it's probably something going back over to the Reyna, if anything else. I don't think you're going to adjust anything else as far as that, you know, that core setup that you have. No reason to take the Vi off the Sky. The guy has just been playing out of his mind. Again, he's making Sky look like she's still pre-nerfed, that she's still absolutely busted and necessary. But something sticking on the Jet, his opping has been very much getting back into form. He's hitting those flicks that only he has been able to do. You know, you think about that flick on Ascent when he's like alley and he's just sniping somebody on that entry to B. You know, moments like that, that's the something that we're getting right now in playoffs, in the lead up to playoffs, and the something that we need to be seeing over at Shanghai if they want to be able to take that trophy home at long last.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially when he sniped Governor twice with his ult in hand in the middle of the sky.
He was
on
coming out of that
Lotus.
door.
Insane.
And he headshot him. Didn't need to do that.
Yeah, that was just for show. That was like bonus points. He totally earned it. Now, T1 and PaperX do have some similar map strengths here. So, what do you make of this, Asterai?
I feel like, again, it's just we haven't seen it all. T1 coming into Icebox, probably again just them not feeling too comfortable to bring that out onto stage just yet, or maybe they're saving it now that they've gotten into Shanghai. We'll have to see. But anything else, I think teams are just, because the way the tide is working is like everyone's just on Lotus. They're just happy playing with that because they know that Xcurit's always going to be on that chamber, so on and so forth. So it's been pretty good here for T1 in terms of that, and PaperX will just be okay fighting with that one, as we've be talking about how good something is on that one as well, with as well as with the bias. Excuse me.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this shakes out and if T1 want to do anything a little bit different, maybe even stray away from the Lotus, because PaperX are obviously a team that look incredible. They got that 13-0 on Lotus, and they're going to be more than happy, I think, overall to go up against T1 on that map, even if it is maximum comfort for that team. I'm expecting to see, you know, an Icebox ban perhaps from T1, given that it has been their first-round perma for the most part, and then PaperX likely just taking away Breeze since they haven't shown that. Where we go from there, I don't really know. I think Lotus likely is going to be first pick, maybe even for either team. If PaperX is team A, they might even just say, oh, we feel comfortable enough that we're just going to go ahead and scoop this one up ourselves. We'll have to just wait and see what they decide to do, but I'm expecting to not see Icebox and Breeze at all. And I think most people are probably happy about that.
I will add, though, as well, one of the things that I've kind of noticed as well with PaperX is how much they've put a lot of emphasis on Forsaken branching out from I think he's well-known Cypher as well as KO. He's now been doing a lot more Breach. Now the Jinx come back. We've seen him bring it out here on Lotus in the most previous maps, as well as Sunset. So if they can bring that out in this series, could be also something to just kind of, watch out for.
Definitely. I think he has like maybe 2 or 3 more agents we have yet to see in general. And now we're looking at the map ban
Okay, I
picks.
thought he was
That
just not going to get that fist bump.
That assistant coach is the CEO of PaperX, Nick Hill. He's helping out Alex today. He's not alone.
Except for moral support, but oddly enough, it's actually Autumn who's alone. Don't have Data up there with him or anything like that. So Autumn going through the drop by himself. But there's the icebox ban from T1. PaperX, is it Breeze? It is. Okay, everything is going to the script. And now we fully expect to see Lotus, and anything else would be a
कौन
bit of a
जीता?
surprise.
Yeah, there it is. I wonder if we're maybe...
मुझे पता थी सनसेट लेगा PRX.
So they're feeling confident.
No, I mean, I figured they would. And then, of course,
और अभी आएगा Sage.
Ascent, and then they're going to leave Split. And this actually plays to PaperX really well, because T1 have not had a good time. They've only played Split, I think, once, but their attack record was absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
So this is overall, I think, a very comfortable draft for PaperX. T1, onus is going to be on them once again to really put up a strong performance.
Yeah, so probably ending a 2-0 is their best bet. I was actually expecting that maybe we're going to see a bind there, but yeah, T1 not just having a good record on that one, and PaperX having the best record against the DRX match would be just, a no-no for T1 moving forward.
I'm just wondering if Nick actually gave Alex any helpful advice there during the map ban picks. But this is looking like a very strong map selection for PaperX. It is for T1 as well, but when they're going against PaperX and they've already shown how strong they are, especially on Lotus, I think we're going to have some banger matches today.
I think as far as getting advice, Nick is probably one of the best people who could give it, because he's the one who can say, like, okay, if you get the win here, you get a bonus. So he can push that added motivation. So I think that's pretty good. He's a good person to have up there as you're getting ready to go into the game.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe we will ask Alex about that later, who we're interviewing in a little bit. I also want to talk about our predictions. We've been all kind of, not on the same page, I think, for all of the matches so far. But today, are we on the same page? And yes, it is a full PaperX. We finally are in agreement.
Congratulations, T1.
Yeah.
The curse.
Do you think so?
We're going to plat chat curse this. It's
Oh,
just going to end up
no.
going their way. I like the
Just zoom
snap
in.
zoom on
Yeah,
me.
I
Holy.
know.
Wow, very
All
hot
right.
takes.
Asarai, why did you not have a hot take today?
I have no idea, honestly. It just feels like when you look at the differences in terms of just the pound for pound, individual player skill for both teams, it just feels like PaperX have proven and have shown how strong individually they really are. Sure, there are some moments right now that we're seeing T1, Carpe's bringing up a lot of steam. We're also, obviously, we talked about with Rossi, but then you just compare that with what we've seen from PaperX, Mind Freak, the buy, and then the explosiveness of the other three from PaperX. It feels like it's just leagues at this point for now.
Yeah, it just feels like there's just so many more layers for PaperX that need to be peeled back by T1 comparatively. Like if you switch them around, like if Saya player is not having a good game, then it's way easier for PaperX or just any team in general to try to just break down T1. We saw that from them on that map too yesterday. Whereas for PaperX, like there's just so many people that can pop off and basically will pop off. So if one person's lacking, there's so many other layers that you have to try to work through on PaperX. It's like, okay, Jing's not having a great game. Yeah, there's something. There's Defy, who is putting up incredible figures this weekend. There's Forsaken, who can just go off at any given moment. Mind Freak, the Clutch Master, like it's so much to try to work through. So, I mean, T1, they need to have everybody fragging out of control off the rip. Need to be seeing big impact from Izu. Need Saya player to be hitting those kind of flick shots that we were seeing from him yesterday. All of that needs to be on point for T1 to have a really strong hope here. I think that this is not, 100% for PaperX by any metric. Both teams had just played yesterday.
Yeah.
Both teams getting pushed and prodded a little bit, but PaperX inevitably having to play a couple more maps yesterday. So T1 maybe with a little bit more rest, a little bit more time to study. Maybe they have some good counter stratting available, but we'll have to just wait and see. But also, the X-Curate hasn't been able to win the Susanto Showdown yet. So I also just favor PaperX because of that.
Yeah, there are a lot of reasons why, and I think those of you at home probably can agree with a lot of the statements that we've been making here. Now, without further ado, let's re-invite Coach Alex from PRX back to the desk. And it's with Achilles here again. Oh my goodness.
I don't know why you would have that
Hi,
reaction.
welcome back.
Hello.
How was Nick as your assistant coach?
Absolutely useless. Gave me no advice.
Well, see, I said he's a good person to have up there because he
Yeah,
could,
he's just like
he could give you
vibes guy, you know?
he can give you motivation because he says, oh, if you win this series, you get a big bonus. So he didn't even do that.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
Oh man.
Oh
You should
no.
talk to him about it.
All right, I'll have to.
I need some help here. You know?
I'll take care of
Actually,
it.
I'm not very good at negotiating contracts.
Speaking of which, Team Secret has just announced they're expanding their coaching staff to include dummies. So now, PRX is the only squad with a solo coach. Do you find this advantageous in any way, or are you single but looking for coaches or analysts?
I don't think I find it advantageous. I think PRX, it's a Valorant org, you know. So everyone plays Valorant. If I need to bounce ideas of anyone, I don't need to have an assistant coach. You know, I go to the CEO, even though he was not that much help. But, no, but Nick has given us like
He's pretty good at Valorant.
sound advice before. Yeah, plat 2 maybe.
No, he's like Diamond.
Nah, plat 3 maybe.
You
max.
are not getting a bonus at this rate, man. Can you say
I'm
something
just
nice about
honest.
Nick?
Yeah, brutally honest. Yeah, I mean, I don't really need assistant coach right now. I think the fact that like I have people experienced like Harley, DSN, you know, these guys have been around for a long time in different scenes, and I can draw experience from them in different ways. Also, my whole team functions as like they all chip in in regards to creating strats or like talking about the game. So we all learn from each other. So right now it's okay, but I mean, I don't know what will happen in the future. Maybe, who knows?
Maybe one day. Speaking about brutal honesty, we see a lot of your honest takes during the coach camp. So I want to show you a clip here. I don't know if you know this, but you look really angry at your coach desk. I have to ask you. I thought it was just desk. Now you're harassing water bottles. But what moment made you mauled the most over the last 2 days?
I mean, I don't exactly remember when that happened because it happens
During
a lot.
the moment, yeah.
But one of them I know is when Zing, for some reason, he decided that he wanted to push his wall. You know, he was on his wall and he got off, and we cleared A main, so they had to be middle, right, or B, and JJ just goes like pushing B this round on an eco. I think it was the round right after he got his ace stolen, so he was a bit like hungry, you know.
Right,
And he's
right,
like,
right.
I'm gonna push someone, and then boom, Foxy9 kills him, and then this Santa Claus just gives them a vendor, and then we lose the round.
Donation for you.
And I
Merry
can't
Christmas.
believe
Well, speaking of which, Achilles was casting yesterday.
Yeah, this is in regards to JJ again, because I mean maybe you're trying to put up like your best Eng impersonation, because we had that 4K on bind from Jing.
Let's run that clip,
If we have the
actually.
clip, yeah,
Yeah.
here we go. And it was incredible. It just felt like, you know, when he did this on bind versus NRG, and then we looked at you and you were just no reaction. And I wanted to actually genuinely pick your mind about that. Is that because the game isn't over yet? Do you just wait to have like a celebration until after the win is confirmed,
Well,
or?
I'm just thinking about the next round. I'm like,
Yeah, so
okay,
you stay
great, next round,
focused.
you know, like
No
next
time
round.
for
I'm
pop-ups.
kind of nervous, you know, like I'm really like, okay, good. We have a good round, you know. It's like I just want them to do momentum going, and I'm just trying to listen, you know. I'm trying to hear whether they're trying to call something funny, and I have to tag pause, like just in case, you know. Like if they're gonna say something like, "Oh, let's push this round,"
Should we
just
get
one round, I have to pause.
Should we get Nick in the booth with you today so that you have like a kind of like a hype man, so that you can be the stoic one?
I want someone to massage me and make me calm, you know.
All right, well, Nick,
All right, Nick, there you go.
you are not only social media manager today, you're also going to be the massage guy for your coach. Now, we also saw a really beautiful play from Mind Freak on Lotus, 4K, the most beautiful spray transfer.
Yeah, that was amazing.
But you told me Mind Freak hates Rubble. Why?
Yeah, that's true. I've been making him play Rubble since Lotus came out, you know. Like, so there was this match we played in Tokyo against NRG, if I recall correctly, and there was this new wall, which is the standard wall now everyone uses. So he goes on top of Rubble, and you know how you throw that one-way smoke and you think they're not walking through that one-way smoke. So this wall comes up, Aaron's there on Rubble, he's watching it, and it drops, and there's 4 NRG players there staring at him, and he's alone and he dies. And then we keep telling him, like, Aaron, you have to play Rubble. You know, you have to play Rubble. Because it's the most important spot in the game. You control Rubble, you peek, you kill the guy. And he's telling me, Alex, I cannot play Rubble. I cannot play Rubble. Then like last week he blew up. You know, he's like, playing here. You know, I'm not effing playing here. I refuse to play rubber anymore. I'm not playing. Then we tried to like JJ was like, no, I'm gonna help you. Like then he complains. He goes like, JJ, you always run away to see so you can throw your net, and then there's nobody helping me. And I say, come help me. And then by the time you guys arrive, I'm dead. You know, so he's been complaining it for like, and then yesterday he just decides to TP on rubber. I'm so proud of him.
He found the moment. So that wasn't even like a forcing. You didn't just say like, I don't care how you feel about Rubble. You're playing there no matter what, and kind of like lock him in that cage.
I've locked him in for like a year and a half.
Okay.
And he's
And then he put himself back in the cage. So now he's getting Stockholm syndrome.
exactly. It's his house. He likes it. You know, it's a bit masochist.
I suppose
Okay,
so.
so moving away from the masochist,
Yes.
like as a treat, what would be like his favorite spot to hold, if if that's okay to?
Oh, he likes to play in tree. You know, he likes to play anywhere
Yeah.
that there's a nice one-way smoke that if you run through, you die. You know, so trees is a nice spot, but he's waiting there with his smoke. You know, but when you tell him to go off the spot, you know, just go a little bit further. Oh, his face is
just
black.
bald.
You know?
Oh dear.
Well, Mind Freak is anyway. That was an amazing Barry's transfer, I believe. Yeah, you were casting that moment. It was so good. Now, the last 4 weeks, what are some of the themes that you want to carry forward and replicate to help secure the Stage 1 finals? What have you done right that you just want to keep doing?
I think like generally last year, we tried to start slow and ramp it up. You know, and just be very accepting of mistakes. I think we did the same thing now. You know, like try to use the early part of the season to learn about the game. You know, learn about the current meta. Try to understand like where we are at and how we can do anything, you know, and try and prepare stuff that we can show later in the season. So I think we've reached the stage where, you know, time to show our stuff, try to get to the grand finals. And then once this ends, you know, do it again for Shanghai. And then rinse and repeat for Split 2, you know, start slow again and slowly move up.
All right. Well,
Do we have a mini game?
yeah, for Alex.
Oh.
Production has a mini game for you. Okay, so you're gonna basically hold up. Oh, am I holding the wrong ones? Sorry, it's this one.
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
All right, so you have all the teams here. I'm gonna ask you some questions and just hold up which one you know that you think. Okay, so the first question is, what was the most frustrating? Oh my God, he's holding a team secret one. I barely asked the question. What was the most frustrating match? Was it Secret, Talent, or DRX
Wait, this is for playoffs or for the whole season?
I think for this
season?
Oh,
Yeah.
Secret, man.
Yeah, that you picked up the right one right away. Do you want any remarks about that, or is it pretty self-explanatory?
Yeah, I'm never letting the uncle play Sova again. I'll just tell you now.
Jesse
You
back.
already know what's gonna happen. He's never playing Sova against us.
All right, today, you know, match 2 is going to be DRX or Genji. Who do you think is going to win today? What's your prediction?
I think DRX is gonna win.
All right.
Simply because I think Marco is the GOAT
Oh,
and he's gonna show up today.
okay. I think a lot of us can agree with that. Okay, we want your honest answer. Do you think T1 or Genji was the better opponent?
I think we match up better against T1, and I think you know there's the whole brother rivalry thing going.
That's Talent.
Yep. T1. I'll find it. I mean, they look so similar.
They do.
Yeah, they do look really similar.
A little bit inverted.
Yeah. But T1,
Yeah,
okay.
I think we match up slightly better against T1.
Okay,
All right.
okay. And which team surprised you the most with their results?
The mirror image. That's one.
Ah, why is that?
Talent. You know, when I was playing against Talent, firstly, it's because it's a single limb bracket, right? So it's already very stressful. But I also had this inkling that like something's gonna go wrong. You know, they're the type of team. They have 6 members. They keep interchanging. I don't know what they're gonna run. You know, they play a different style, you know, very, very control based. They like to run around the map. They like to go into the B bomb site, disappear, come back to the C bomb site, disappear, go back to the A bomb site. You know, so I find that very difficult to play against. And they like to flank you more than other teams. You know, so these kind of things are very frustrating for us. And you know, I think they showed it on Bind. You know, so impossible for us to like figure out where they're going.
Yeah, that's really interesting that a lot of the Southeast Asian teams actually, I would say, give PRX a little bit of a hard time in terms of their gameplay. Now, I know you need to go down there and do a walkout, so we need to send you down. Thank you so much for joining us. You,
Thanks for stopping by.
you get
Thanks,
to,
bye everyone.
yeah,
Thank
Seth
you.
doesn't get to ask you
Anything.
questions today.
I made it.
Yeah.
I made it.
I had
Good
nothing
luck.
prepared.
谢谢.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you.
Practice your Chinese. You're going to Shanghai.
I'll try.
All right. Well, it's always fun to have Alex at the desk here.
He's got a sprint downstairs now.
Yeah.
We held him for a
We
little
did
bit
that.
longer than we were supposed
Yeah.
to, but it was a good
It was a
conversation.
mini game that we had to do. Yeah, so that was really insightful as always, especially in terms of how he regards his players and how he regards like a lot of his opponents there.
I was curious to, to see whether or not he did actually just kind of lock Mind Freak into that prison of like, okay, you're forced to do this, but it gives him a little bit more free reign than I was kind of expecting. So it's not quite just Alex holding the leash of all those maniacs, I suppose.
Yeah, that's right. Now we are gonna be welcoming the players, including coaches, who's like sprinting down to the stage right now, out onto the stage. This is gonna be a very exciting matchup. Once again, I'm gonna see this Santo Derby. We're gonna see T1 versus PRX.
T1 takedown of Genji.
Oh my gosh, T1, what a comeback is this the T1 that everybody has been waiting for?
저희가 일반 시즌에서 너무 못했었어 가지고 그거를 이제 다 이겨내고 상하이에 진출했으니까 너무 행복합니다. 다들 긍정적인 선수긴 하지만 특히나 카르페 선수가 작년처럼 되게 긍정적인 콜 그리고 팀이 부진할 때 되게 일어나라는 콜 그런 게 되게 많이 도움이 됐던 것 같습니다.
PRX punch their ticket to Master Shanghai.
I'm really happy that we managed to win. With this match against DRX, Forsaken called a lot and it really helped us because we won many crucial rounds based on his calling. He played a really big part of this win. For Masters Madrid, I wasn't there, but now I'm really happy that I'm able to play in Masters Shanghai.
어떻게 보면 저희랑 조금 비슷한 바이브를 가진 부분이 있거든요. 약간 공격적이고 상황 변수에 좀 대처가 능하다. 그런 부분이 되게 정말 견제가 많이 될 것 같고요. 마인드 프릭이 요새 정말 클러치를 잘해요.
The swing out, but Mind Freak.
클러치에 진짜 신이라고 할 정도로 잘하는 것 같은데 요새는 마인드 프릭 선수가 좀 경계가 됩니다.
T1 has really shown a lot of improvement and they're slowly getting their form, so I definitely think that they are tough competitors, but we're gonna prepare and overcome them.
마스터즈 가는 게 목표가 아니라 정말 챔피언스에서 우승하고 싶은 게 목표일 만큼 어디까지 갈 수 있을지 팬들 여러분들도 응원하면서 지켜봐 주시면 좋겠습니다.
I will try my best against T1 to win this match and hopefully win the entire championship.
The coaches onto the stage.
Fist bumps exchange, but I think that's about where all the pleasantries are going to end as we get ready to go into this series. These two organizations have played against each other a multitude of times now in VCT Pacific history. This will be the 6th outing, and across all of their matches in the past, T1 has never taken a map off of PRX, let alone gotten a victory.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the big things as well is PRX were the reason why T1 couldn't get into Masters Madrid, because they knocked them out during kickoff. So that's going to be a kind of double on double on what they just have to do to be able to beat down PRX right now, in terms of just, again, the losses that they've never been able to win against this team, as well as just the chances to get into international that they.
Now, we were talking about IGLs, and you pointed out, Asterai, that it's very fascinating how these two brothers work. Xcurate on one side, pioneering through the FPS esports titles and probably showing Jason a thing or two, but it also goes the other way.
Yeah, again, that we do know Xcurate is just the bomb on Chamber, but him trying to branch out, showing a lot more extra roles, was because he was getting help from his little brother that has that experience on so many roles, so many agents. So now, will that be the downfall here of PRX coming into this series?
Side player leading the charge there for T1 as they take their seats. He needs to be the one leading the charge in the game itself.
Now we are going to go into the first game of today. This is going to be a good one. We got T1 versus PRX. Let's go over to our casters who are going to take us through all the action.
Thank you guys on the analyst desk. Guy Valdez with me is Paper Thin today, and we are getting ready for PRX up against T1. This one, on paper, all of us did go for PRX, but T1 have been on a massive winning streak here in the playoffs. How are you doing today, Paper Thin?
I'm doing great, really excited, other than it's really rainy today in Seoul, but other than that, I mean, the matches are going to be great today. I think, obviously, yes, PRX, the favorites, but T1 have been showing incredible form. They've been showing really good decisiveness, really good decision-making with Xcurate at the helm right now, and they've got some good sub-calling, and it seems like some of their players are really stepping up, like Rossi and Saya, like the desk was talking about. So, really excited here. Lotus is going to be our first map, and this should be a banger. Both these teams are so damn good at this map.
Yeah, I think we're going to know right from the get-go if T1 is ready to roll with PRX. They choose Lotus. They have looked fantastic on this map, but so have PRX. So definitely can be seen as a bit of a risk, but also comfort for the side of T1. And that's why I say I think we're going to know right from the get-go, because if they falter here, I think PRX, they start to get rolling. They start to get the vibes up. They start to fool around, in comms, and as they're destroying you, that's when they're scariest. But T1 have been dominating their matches that they have played so far in the playoffs, including up against some really strong teams. So far, in terms of the comps, anything that stands out to you, Paper Thin?
No, this is what you expect. I mean, I think, again, a lot of people, if you've missed the last couple of days, shame on you, first of all. Second of all, there is a breach now for PRX. Forsaken has added yet another agent to his agent pool. And this, I think, is somewhat to add some control to the map for them. Yes, the Cypher gives you really hard, single site control, but this allows them to flex on the map a little bit, gives them a little bit more power on that attacker side as well. Something they probably are looking to add a little bit more oomph to. They've been, PRX has been really good on the defender side, hilariously enough this year, but their attacker side needed a little bit of something extra. You have that extra set of flashes there to help, something really pop off.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of the defender side, we have seen what they were able
Sorry,
to do.
Gaming. Hello, welcome to the stream.
On the last map that they played, which was Bind. We saw something pushing out, getting solo kills. We saw the team pushing out and just absolutely rolling over them. Even from the defensive side, they're like, no, we're just going to WQ into them. It doesn't matter, whatever side we're playing, we're just going to up the tempo. We're going to run at you, and we're going to gun you down. So I think it's very important for T1 to keep that mental very stable, because I do feel like DRX unfortunately did falter a bit towards the end of that best of 3, and that's where PRX will get you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing about PRX is they are very, very strong mentally. I don't think this is something that this team gets enough credit for, is the fact that time and time again they have really rough starts or a really rough map, and they just flip on a dime, and they are right back in it, and it rarely feels like they're out of it, barring a couple big matches internationally that they kind of stumbled a little bit. I think other than that, they're a fearsome team for what you were talking about earlier, Valdez, that they're having fun out there, and when they're having fun, that's when you know you're screwed, because they're just out there laughing, drawing hearts on the walls, and it's just so difficult to beat them when they're like that.
Running down mid, stealing aces away from Jing, it's, staring in his face, it's overwhelming for sure, and I think that we'll have to wait and see if something like that does happen today. As you guys might notice, we do have a slight delay before getting into Lotus, but hopefully we can get this figured out and jump right onto the first map. And Let's see how it does go. Accurate hopping onto the chamber. I am excited to see if he can pull off some nice stuff on this map personally. Also, Saya player was a big player in terms of like the crazy shots on the side of T1. He was the one getting the crazy flicks, and obviously his operator play is, I mean, it's just incredible. So we'll have to wait and see if he can turn up the heat for this one.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're all really looking for here is, you know, how good are these op plays going to be for the side of T1, you know, whether it be Xcurate or Saya. Sometimes both of them are opping. You know, if they start really rolling in their rounds and they have enough cash accumulated, they'll do that. Forsaken did say he's got some plans how to deal with his brother's chamber, and you know, that's what I'm kind of curious about, is really watching that breach to see if he's got some good fault line setups, maybe some good aftershocks to keep an angle held so that his team can cross and things like that, so that Xcurate can't really get comfortable. But that's something that I'm really keen about today. Is I'm really going to be focusing on that breach, because he put up 18 assists against DRX yesterday, so he clearly is having a ton of impact on this agent.
Yeah, definitely something that they just bring in for the power of the breach alone. Seems like we need 2 minutes, by the way, guys, before we do hop onto this map. But you know, I was casting with William. He's like, maybe they were preparing up against the Neon. You know, Governor likes to pull that out, but you see them bring it out here once again. Same composition.
भाई जब तक चालू नहीं था बनता तो भाई क्या है टैक पास
Sorry about that. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with Lotus.
ओए यार
शॉटगन नहीं आ रहा है भाई। लॉर्ड भाई 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 भैया भाई जिंदा है अभी भी। अरे मर जा। हेलो भाई आधा टुकड़ा कर दिया फिर भी अब कहाँ मारना होगा। तो टाइम अरे भाई अरे दादा तो टुकड़ा कर दिए तो फिर कहाँ क्या। हाँ हमको भी लग रहा है। हाँ, ये जो है आ क्यों नहीं रहा है नीचे। हम इस पे आ ही नहीं रहा है वहां पे।
Short commercial break, and we're getting ready for the first map of T1 up against PRX, which will be Lotus, as long as the issue was solved, which, based on the fact that we're back, hope it is paper thin.
Yeah, I think we should be good to go here pretty soon, but should be an awesome one. And look at that music, look at that camera shot. I think we're ready.
We are ready. Map number 1, T1 versus PRX. We'll have to wait and see who is going to take this first one by storm. Who is going to get the early lead in this series? And I think also a lot of people are paying attention to see if T1 can actually step up to the plate up against PRX, if they do have that kind of play style that can match PRX's aggression, which perhaps we didn't quite see in full from DRX yesterday.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this is a good litmus test for T1 to see exactly what form they're going to be in, you know, getting into Shanghai. You know, they've got there. Now let's see how well they're prepared. I think, you know, if this upward trend continues, they're definitely going to be a threat coming into that event. You'd love to get the win here. You'd love to finish, you know, as strong as possible, but obviously, PRX going to be very, very difficult. I will say one thing for PRX is your pistol rounds weren't so great yesterday, so that might be something they're looking to improve on, but could be a crunch coming through this door potentially.
Yeah, we do have Execute here. He is going to hit the one shot. We also have Carpe and Rossi trying to hold down the fort, but Forsaken picks up 2 as well. So a very back and forth trade overall. And now they're looking at C. Rossi going to get that dink. And now that might push them back just a little bit. Meanwhile, Saya trying to take this Sheriff duel up against Forsaken's Ghost. And they are going to push on to him.
I think he's going to be ready. Forsaken pushed ahead of that nade. It's going to be really tough. He's gotten all the way around. Saya might be none the wiser to this.
Oh, man.
What a maneuver here.
This is very sneaky.
This is extremely sneaky.
Saya, is he going to expect it is the real question. He's about to peek this corner, and he's still going to hit the shot. It looked like he was very much caught off guard. But at least he hits the shot, and now that brings us to 1v1.
Yeah, but Rossi's been really good in clutches, so Forsaken, 3 kills on the round already. Gonna need the 4K, clutch this one out.
Forsaken just going to get in the tree and pass over right before Rossi makes his way out of the sight. So now Rossi, he might have an inkling that he could be in tree. Obviously, this plant is very good for tree coverage. But let's see if Rossi can handle it. The classic up against the Ghost at this range should go all the way of Forsaken. Let's see if he can take the win, and yes, he will. A 4K for Forsaken on the first round to bring PRX their pistol round.
Yeah, these are the things that make PaperX so tricky. I mean, all the credit to Saya for reading that they could have gone through towards spawn and at least getting one there. Forsaken, though, just spraying through smoke. Unfair how that works, but the flank angle nice there. So the counter maneuver by Forsaken, really, really good. Just barely able to get through with that win. 22 health left. Nice attempt, but I like what T1 did. Honestly, I think they had a pretty decent round, except for they just didn't account for Forsaken, and kind of cost them that round. And once again, going to be turning up the pace. Xcurate looking for that headshot. He's going to get it.
That's going to be an excellent start now for the set at T1, but PaperX not to be outdone. They are going to charge onto the C site, and now with their superior firepower, they will get onto the site relatively easily. Xcurate at least getting the 1 kill, but PaperX now going to go for the plants here on C.
Well, let's see what they want to do. Here's a Marshall in Saya's hands as he's wrapping all the way through. Attackers spawn. Jing out there. Yeah. Good for the one on the Carpe. Izu thinking about it, but Devi just trades right back.
Yeah, Devi swinging right as Jing went right behind the wall. Probably not expecting it was Izu. Now Saya just looking to get in position to spike. So early good start here for PaperX, although that first round was quite close. With his Marshall that he always seems to have. Maybe he can look for a pick onto Forsaken first. Forsaken will try to challenge him here, and yeah, he's just going to take him down. Easy as that.
What's going to be scary coming into this next round is Forsaken's 1 away from his Rolling Thunder already. And so that's going to be something that T1 has to consider. How do they want to play this? Do they want to contest, the C orb or something like that to see if they can prevent that from happening? Because that could be one of those factors that leads to a bonus conversion here for PaperX if they can get that Rolling Thunder online and use it to take over a site. Now, PaperX isn't always going to play that way. They'll mess with your minds a little bit. You'll think they're going to play for an orb, but actually they're just going to come right at you. So that's what makes this team so difficult to go up against. You can see Xcurate, they've got 3, in fact 4 if you count the door. A little bit of damage done trying to contest this orb.
Well, they are going to put up the smoke here, and something just going to tap it. And now here comes the contest from the side of T1, trying to get on top of something, but something with the Guardian is just lighting them up, picks up 2. But it is going to be traded back pretty heavily by the side of T1, as they do at least pick up some kills after something picks up his 2. But now on the wraparound here, Carpe trying to push on in, but you can see that PaperX is already on the A site.
Yeah, and they're going to give the spike over to Forsaken to get the Rolling Thunder. Should be a clean plant. It's going to be a difficult retake here for Xcurate and Carpe.
I mean, I don't even know how you approach this one with the Rolling Thunder, as you mentioned. I mean, Forsaken just going to play down on drop, and you see the door is going to spin right here. Devi looking at pressure here, and he will pick up that kill on a Carpe. And now everything falls on the shoulders of Xcurate.
Extremely difficult.
This is not easy. Oh, he is he's in so much trouble. I mean, he's getting hit by everything, and down he will go. Only had 50 health, and they win the bonus with 2 people alive. And they hold on to the Rolling Thunder. Already, PaperX is off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, this is brutal, man. And already the younger brother is going to win over his older brother here. A great start for something. Anticipating that there was going to be a player wrapping around his right through Mound. Read that very nicely. Just got what he could done. Devi winning over on the other side of the map onto A allows him to pick up that Vandal as well. Now Saya player
मार
gonna have
दिया
to go for the outlaw,
भेंडी
but
को
it is
भाई।
full armors here for Paper Rex, so gonna take
अरे
2
यार।
shots. Most likely
एक ही निकाल
Yeah.
अरे,
get a player
आँख
down.
निकल गया इसका।
Unless he just goes for a blind headshot, that
Did
could be
he?
nice.
Yeah, well.
But yeah, with the smoke in his face, not going to be easy.
What
We
the
do have a
hell?
nice stack here from the side of T1, as it does look like Paper X should be pushing through tree and in onto the A site. As here comes something looking to open up the site. He's going to get on in, but he gets shot in the side of the head by Yuzu Sheriff, but now Divine trying to line them up, and Jing and the rest of the team is able to get on in there in due time. Just kind of running in front of Execute there. Not sure what was going on, but Execute will pick up a Vandal now.
हाँ, अच्छा
Well,
इधर
this
से।
is
Okay.
Extremely difficult for Execute, especially with 3 of them looking at him.
दिमाग तो है baby।
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not much you can do there. I mean, and the whole time, as soon as they got to tree, as soon as Paper X got to tree, immediately Forsaken turns his back and watches that A lobby door. Like the whole round, he's expecting his brother to be wrapping around. And even though he loses the battle, you know, gives that extra information and time over to the rest of Paper X to set up that 3-man peak. So good stuff from them. Execute is going to have his tour de force, but problem is that you've got a ton of really good ults for Paper X.
Yeah, you definitely do, especially if they come at you pretty fast. You got a showstopper just to say no. The Odin spray is going to come through from the side of Devi, and already getting some extra damage here on a Carpe. We do have Execute pushing up with the tour de force, but there is a bird in his face, and oh, something, a very rare drop shot there. Not quite going to line it up, but Execute still going to go down without being able to TP back, and now Saya trying to get in, and Jing is going to take him down, and Jing is just pressing his W key and running at T1. Yuzu does trade one back, but still advantage Paper X.
That was so incredible. The movement from Jing there. He is just the best in the business when it comes to those blast packs. Nobody resets after the blast packs like him. Just unbelievable that he's able to win that fight out in the open. Now you get the plant down on the beat. Mind Freak gets Rossi.
Yeah, now, I mean, easy, you're 30 health, you got a Vandal, your economy's in the toilet. You're going 1v3. I don't know if you really want to challenge this, but he is going to at least try. Oh, he's going to take a little peek and then just back away. So Paper X sitting on the cusp of 5 rounds in a row already. Keep in mind, T1, you know, they picked Lotus into Paper X. I think it was always going to be a risk, but this has been comfort for them. So far, it hasn't looked very comfortable.
Yeah, and it's some brilliant flashes here from Paper X that set up the ability for them to really take the space that they need to get the positive angles, the better of that fight, right? And so that's what makes this comp so scary right now, is you have so much util to contest this space. You can see there also Saya goes for the showstopper, but he missed a little bit. That is just unreal what Jing just did with that blast pack.
Yeah, I think that's a good time for a timeout.
Yeah.
I think that's a good time. Yeah.
Going a bit sideways.
Yeah. What can you say? I think you got to calm things down here on the side of T1. This has not looked like what they had practiced, I would imagine, if you're the coaches watching on. And so take a little time to just talk with the players and try to break it down. But it certainly does feel like Paper X haven't really missed a beat since last bunch of days that they have played. And that's when they're scariest, when they get that ball rolling.
Exactly. It's so difficult to play against this team when they're really just firing up. Anyone doesn't get to rubble first there, then they're in a world of trouble, especially Kasaya's showstopper doesn't hit anybody. It's like Paper X is so good about reading situations. It's like they know that showstopper is coming, so they just, the players who are likely to get hit by it back off. Jing, as soon as the opponent showstopper gets popped, he pops his own, because then he can get up in the air, and pretty impossible to hit a flying raise out of the air with a showstopper. So it's just good counter plays. And now you still have that Rolling Thunder. You still have Seekers from Devi. Just a Nightfall for ults to speak of for T1. Jing. Oh man. For Execute there. Just got baited out in the open.
He really did. I mean, they're trying to punish Jing, and it's not going well, as he's just going to peek their right side, and they are not ready for it. And he's just going to take 2 down, and now Rossi's like, well, I got my hand on my cheek. It's not feeling good. Obviously, this wasn't a
a big buy round for the
भाई
side
उसको
of
वो
T1 or
करने ही
anything,
नहीं दे
but
रहे
they all try to peek the ball at the same time, and Paper X is ready for it.
It's just insane how quick that was from Jing too. He has just been getting better and better and better, and that's so scary for every other team, not just here in Pacific, but in the world. Go up against that, and something with an operator. Rossi
knows.
Yeah, he knows. Rossi's going to try to use the toxic screen to find some value. He does.
Okay. He's gonna, well, he's going to get shot in the back by something as he's going to get trailblazered by Devi as well. 6-0 here for the side of Paper X. And this might be the most important round yet. After the timeout, now you're on a buy round. T1 need to step up to this team.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you're going to contest Rubble, you might want to do it a little bit more of a delayed kind of hit. See if you can bait a little bit of that utility out of Paper X first and then go for your push. But instead, it is going to be a full-on C hit for Paper X. They're just going to change directions. They're going to just use the S key instead of the D key here to push through the map, and they are just on it. Rossi going to slow things up as much as he can, but there's that rolling thunder.
Yeah, that's going to push him back. Rossi has to back out of that. He also got hit by it, so now something is running into the back of the site. He's going to be taken down by Carpe, though. Now we got the Nightfall coming in here from the side of T1, trying to look to retake this one, but no plant just yet from the side of Paper X.
I think Paper X expected it. They backed all the way up into the water here to avoid that Nightfall. Prowler is going to catch Jing, delay the plan a little bit more.
I mean, at the end of the day, the Nightfall essentially just allows time for the rest of T1 to get in, but not quite a lot of value, as you were mentioning, as Paper X seemed very ready for that one. Let's see how T1 want to approach this, as the Paranoia is going to hit a lot of them as they do move on in. Jing up on top of the site, looking to challenge, takes down one, has the showstopper, and Mindfreak is helping out as well, but Izu trying to trade one back, but on the top of this one of the box, Devi and Mindfreak just going to take out all the other members. It was too obvious. Paper X are now 7-0.
I mean, the coordination from Paper X with their utility here is so beautiful. It's first with Devi using his flash, or excuse me, the first the Paranoia from Mindfreak, then it's Devi with his flash, and then that gives the ability for Jing to get a kill, get his showstopper. It's just like the dominoes just fall perfectly for Paper X there, and then you just start mowing you down. It's such an incredible team to watch them play off of each other, to play so well coordinated like that in the heat of the moment. Okay, that is nasty.
Zaya's angry, and that was just made very clear. Just a headshot with the Marshal through some smoke, no big deal. Let's see if they can build something off of this, but Forsaken just gonna vandal one down, and now Paper X, the quick rotation on in, and Jing is right in his face. Down will go Saya player in the Raze v Raze battle. That'll be an easy plant on a B.
What do you do against that? I mean, Jing is just so nuts, man. It's so tough to anticipate that. Speaking of.
And they're protecting him so well, like Mindfreak gets into kind of a sticky situation. T1 try to run them down, 2v1, it's just not gonna happen. And now he's gonna put up the smoke. He's trying to hit some shot with Sheriff, and instead he just gets shortied down by Jing. It is now 8-0.
Yep, it's so tough. I mean, you can't really get much momentum going as T1. You get a sweet shot from Saya, set up this play, potentially, maybe get a thrifty, maybe get something going, but Jing just not having any of it. And they're just so willing to bait and trade for each other. It's just beautiful to watch this team play. I mean, they're so in sync right now. It's just outrageous. Let's see if something with this op is going to be able to win a duel against Xcure, potentially.
Something is not going to hit that one. Absolutely a very difficult shot to hit. Jing going to get another orb. He just used the showstopper 2 rounds ago, I think. Well, he's almost got it again. He's almost got it ready for yet another push. Just a couple away.
That's so brutal. I mean, that's going to be, what, his 3rd or 4th showstopper?
Yeah.
That's it's not fair, man.
It's pretty oppressive, I would say. We do have Xcure over here, the operator of his zone. Will he be ready for this push? As that, he's in a bit of trouble, but he can always TP back. And he is going to run away out of that, feels the pressure, tries to get back to safety, but he's the only one on A right now, and he's just trying to run away and wait for his teammates to rotate over and help him.
Yeah, this is a very different look now from T1. Let's see if they can find some value. Good shot from Xcurit.
Okay. Looks like T1 finally finding some momentum here. It's 5v3. The spike is planted, but Xcurit here on drop. Not sure that they know 100% that he has dropped down there. Devi going to be looking to hold this angle. Sees Saya. Xcurit picks up another one, and now it's only up to Jing. Can he do it? No, he will not. And finally, T1 will get on the board.
Yeah, so a nice change up here. I mean, let's hope it's not too little too late for T1, but this time around, you know, they're playing a little bit more cautiously. They give up rubble control, but the plan is then to push the rest of the map. As soon as they feel that contact for PaperX. This is something that teams like Team Secret have identified with PaperX, that they can tunnel, especially if they start playing well, and they'll just kind of, I mean, do what they're literally known for, W key at you, just pick a direction and go, and so you can use that against them. And so I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that's a little bit of what Alex is going to want to address here. He's going to say, okay, you know, he doesn't mind that the team does these kind of things, that they just pick a direction and go. He talked about the momentum that they need to keep, you know, map to map for this team to be successful. So part of that is just letting them try to contest you, try to take these duels, try to take these battles and win them, but make sure you're watching your flanks. It's probably something he's going to mention pretty quickly here. And that's something we saw early with Forsaken. He was doing a good job of instantly turning and watching, but this time around, they weren't really prepared for it.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it feels like you're pushing in and nobody's there, and it's like, okay, well, we used all this utility. It might have hit someone, we're not 100% sure. Probably the chamber just TP's back. Like, why is nobody here? Why is nobody pressuring us? They're probably rotating on us, right? So I think having that proactive information and communicating that within the team will be good. Keep in mind, guys, this was another T1 timeout. So even after the win in the round, they take some time to further break things down. And unfortunately for them, that's going to be their last time out here on this map.
Yeah, and you've got dueling showstoppers again. Last time it was Jing who got the better of Saya. Player in that regard. Let's see what the plan is going to be. It's PaperX looking to once again pressure the angle of Xcurit. He's going to spray the T1 spray, expecting a potential jump up onto that box, but instead he's just going to have to TP out that flash. All this contact, the showstopper right in his back.
I mean, he just knew, like, it was almost like he saw ahead of time exactly how he was going to run through Waterfall. And Jing is just going to pick up two just like that. You know, expect the chamber to try to get in there, get contact, win the trade potentially, maybe get a pick, and then delay, but that is not what happened, as we did have a Boombot kill as well. It's all up to Rossi. You can hear Forsaken rotating on him. There's the flash, but he's still going to line it up. And now 1v2. Rossi doesn't know if they're further rotating on him, and now with the stack on the site. That will be another PaperX win here, 9-1.
I mean, you see this all the time where you're just not ready for PaperX to keep going. And this isn't any fault to T1. I'm not criticizing anybody here. This happens to every team in the world. And Jing just takes advantage of it, you know, gets the showstopper kill, and then immediately is heading for their spawn to get the pick and then fall back. And it's hard to be ready for that. It's hard to, you know, because very few teams, very few players anywhere in the world, even in ranked games, don't do that. You know, so that's what makes it so difficult to play against them.
And now, trying to get aggressive through the pillars onto B, but doesn't look like they're going to continue on that just yet. Bit of a stack here, all 5 members. We did have Forsaken checking over at A, and now Xcurit looking to push out. Maybe look for a pick of his own, but he's not looking the right way, and now something gonna take him down. That's an easy headshot, and now Mindfreak on the lurk picks up 2 for himself, a double headshot, and something is going to get onto the site. Saya can't hit anything, and it's just free.
You get it
PaperX
right.
are just running at them and taking them down bit by bit.
They know the economic situation. They want to take this gun away from Rossi.
Oh yeah.
They are just on the hunt, like a pack of wolves.
And Rossi can't run forever. He's gonna look for some trades. He does get 3 actually, as they were all stacking for that. But as you mentioned, I don't think PaperX care because there's only 1 round in the half. So they can lose all their guns and buy them up once again.
Yeah, the cash was overflowing, so they can afford to do those kind of things. I mean, it's a 6 spray from Rossi, but
अभी
Get a
बोला
think
ही
there
था
onto
भाई।
something. 3 players go down, but you can see that this is when you have to be scared of Paper X, is when they're laughing and having a good time.
When the cackles begin, that's when you know it's kind of over for you, at least on this map potentially. We'll have to wait and see if T1 have any hope of coming back. But for now, it's not looking too likely. Paper X
Five,
gonna push
six.
in through rubble. And this time,
Seven,
once
yeah.
again, T1 are just going to say, okay, you have rubble, that's fine. You can see that Izu already is pushed out all the way through B, and the rotation is coming in, so they are fully expecting Paper X to commit here, and they have Izu to check for any further rotations.
Yeah, this is,
एक minute का pause.
it is kind of interesting that we've stalled a little bit. This might give Izu a free kill. Yeah, nice patience here, expecting that maybe now finally Paper X is gonna pump the brakes and rotate a bit. Oh no!
Well, they're going to try to challenge Jing, and that has just not worked out for them at all today. And they are not going to feel good about that play at all, as now Saya is going to hit him in the face with a rocket, but it's still going to be a Paper X round. 11-1 at the half.
I mean, it's insane that Paper X can just embarrass teams on this map, and teams who are really good on this map like T1. The last time these two teams played earlier in this stage, T1 actually pushed Paper X pretty well on this map. I think it was like 13-10 or something like that. And it looked pretty decent from T1. It looks like they just needed to make a few tweaks, a few changes, but Forsaken wasn't kidding when he said he thought he had a good read on his brother. They're just destroying him. I mean, yes, it helps that Jing is playing out of his mind, but there's more to it than that. I mean, I think this distinct kind of fast hit style that they're showing, especially if they make contact with Xcurate, that's their go condition, because they know he's likely to be alone or maybe just have like one player there backing him up because of how much trust and how much faith they have in Xcurate to be able to lock down positions as a chamber, but it's just too overwhelming. And I think this is really, really smart stuff from Paper X, the way that they are just punishing these setups from T1.
Yeah, they're making it look easy too. And I think that T1, you know, this might not be their map, and now they, after this, they got to go into Sunset as well, up against Paper X, which is yet another strong map for them. So I think you're hoping for a lot more on this one, and you're going to have to take it to Paper X on their map pick, which is not going to be easy to say the least. But let's see how the rest of this map is going to finish off first. As now we do have T1 on the attack.
Look at Jing, 19-6-2. I mean, just unbelievable what a half he put up. It's hard to do it any better than that, folks. That's about as good as it gets.
Yep. And he looked very calm the entire time. You know, he's not overreacting. He's like, yeah, no, it's just me. It's just Jing, you know.
That's typical Jing, man. He can have the sickest plays you'll ever see, and he's just gives you a little nod, maybe a smile if you're lucky.
Little fist bump.
Yep.
Thanks for the support. I appreciate
Please
your
don't steal my ace.
Well, T1, they feel the pressure over at Mound. Not sure if they know 100% that something was hanging out in the corner behind the box, but now they're going to slowly rotate over towards A. As Forsaken, the baby door is already down. He is going to get first contact here onto T1.
They seem so aware.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Oh, no. And now we do have Devi holding this corner, so T1 able to break into the site. Mind Freak is going to hear all of this. And Xcurate is just backing and dropping. Mind Freak gets a second onto the low health member. Carpe trying to hold it down, just trade one back. So now they will go for the plant. Saya on half HP is going to hear the member of Paper X running on in. Jing is going to be taken down by Carpe. And it's up to something. 1v2, we got the stack, but it is just going to go down to Carpe. Picks up a 4K in the pistol round, and T1 finally get their second round.
Well, of the must-win pistol rounds, it's nice to get that one. A lot of work yet to be done, but yeah, good reactions here from T1. I mean, really anticipating the positions of Paper X very, very nicely. Carpe doesn't actually fully sidestep that paranoia. He just gets the timing correct on when Mind Freak is going to peek off of it and gets the shot, and then is just clean with the rest of it. So really nice stuff here from T1, at least in that round. So look, I know it's been a rough map, but credit where credit's due. That's a good start, and it's going to take a lot to come back into this. But again, you want to get more rounds here as T1, get that confidence flowing.
Spirit trying to challenge there. He took a tiny bit of damage. Something also looking to pressure on the side of T1. You see Rossi very low on health now. Something just spamming on through. As now they're going to get on top of him with that Spectre. Not much that Something can do. Saya player entering for his team very well.
Yeah, nice Prowler setup for Saya. Good reaction by Saya to put pressure onto that Marshall. Knowing that if you close the gap, you're going to have a huge advantage. Takes all that space. Gets the kill. Now just a couple sheriffs left here. More Paper Rex, but certainly dangerous with those, no doubt about it.
I mean, let's see if they actually do challenge here. Izu gonna take a bit of damage already, as now he does get that first shot. Forsaken charging in with the classic, gets a headshot. As now trying to spam on through. Two members of Paper X still looking to challenge this, still looking for exit kills. But just going to wait. Actually not going to wait. Divine gets in there. He trades one back. Mind Freak trying to do the same, and he will just go down to the spike.
Yeah, but again, it's just good early reads here from T1 that give them the opportunity to get the plant down. That's what you need to see. You need to get these moments going. Saya still very much engaged. Always giving it his all. No doubt that T1 is trying their damnedest. But, you know, I always say this, you shouldn't feel bad if you lose to Paper X. Like it's so difficult, especially when they're playing like this, man. But already the op, so the early investment here, and you have to go big or go home here for T1, a borderline must-win bonus. So certainly a wise decision. You might as well go for it because, you know, if you lose this round, then yeah, your money's not going to be there. And there's a good chance that it's just go home, go to the next map.
Almost certainly. And T1, once again, you know, they set up the toxic screen over on C. Now they're looking to challenge through rubble. Not quite going to get the kill, but at least Jing does spot them alongside a Devi who have been holding the site. And that's going to be that op kill from the side of X right now, and they do get onto the site here. Devi left alone for now. Let's see if he waits for his teammates. Looks like he will. Saya doesn't seem to want to wait for anything, and now Devi won't either. He's going to jump down and get taken out in due time. They'll just trade here onto X-Grid over at Rubble, and now up top Forsaken. He does land one, but only the one, as the two last members here of Paper X looking to challenge. Something. Gonna meet Rossi. Rossi not looking the right way. Now Mind Freak has been so clutch. He's gonna pick up a kill, and now Saya alone is not looking the right way.
I was so ready to just be so happy about what T1 did there. I mean, they read Jing's position so nicely. You know, Rossi pulls the poison cloud down, and X-Gear's there just watching, knowing the tendencies of Jing. Loves to get up close and personal out of those stairs, but I mean, just the angles here that Paper X takes, the patience they have, actually, genuinely, this is like good patience from Mind Freak and Something. Start pushing in towards spawn, expecting those flank angles, and you know, T1 just, again, isn't ready for the positioning of Paper X, and it's been a theme, you know, whether it was Jing, and this round it's Something that are catching you in unexpected moments.
So we do have a timeout from Paper X. I mean, the beginning of that round, as you mentioned, it felt very nice for the side of T1. And so it looks like Alex maybe not expecting them to win that round, and they are going to take a timeout here, even though it is 12-3, and just discuss a little bit of what they want to do to take that last round and potentially even going into sunset, you know, a little bit of preparation. But for now, this is looking pretty much like a done deal, especially the way that the rounds have been going.
Yeah, and I think Alex, in my mind, might be wanting to address some of those individual battles that players were taking at the beginning, whether it was Jing kind of holding too long on the stairs, Devi trying to make a play for himself off of the rope, things like that, saying wait for your teammates a little bit more, let's be a little bit more coordinated, a little bit more patient, let's make sure we're playing together. That is my suspicion as to what that timeout might have been about, to be honest. I think he might have popped that like after Devi died, like, because you don't see Devi do that too often, where he tries to set himself up, and you know, Alex might be going, I know you guys are ahead, but let's let's tighten it up here.
Yeah, I think the earlier and the more often you can try to do that, the better. As something is still going to win that one. X-Grid not able to punish him.
Good God.
After missing the first shot, sticking around. X-Grid challenging him. Something's like putting another bullet in the gun real slow.
Well,
gets another kill.
What?
Oh, my God. What?
Just the timing through the smoke. I mean, X-Curate doesn't do anything wrong here, in my opinion. He knows that if the dash doesn't get popped by something, he should be able to punish it. He just can't in time.
Keyword being should.
Yep.
I guess. Just unfortunately, unfortunate for him, he wasn't able to punish something there. And now the story is being held from the side of PRX, and they got a lineup here as well. Saya gonna be going down. There's only 2 members left on the side. They're just getting judged down by Divine. That's gonna do it. 13-3 here for map number 1 in favor of PRX.
नहीं healing अब.
चलो मैं शीट में कर रहा हूँ. बाय बाय.
Don't say we can't, oh, just don't say another word. These thoughts you've imagined aren't real, aren't adding up. You fetched your ideas from nowhere, all from another world. Your logic's impaired, your full picture is cropped. Cause we both know one day they're just gonna try again. Without doubt, might say if all's gonna mend. We both know